In this video, we bring you intermediate patterns for East Coast swing. What's up, everyone? It's Brian B.
And Miss Megan.
From Social Dance Online. We are professional ballroom country swing dancers from here in Louisville, Kentucky. We also run a great website called socialdanceonline.com, so go ahead and visit that. But first, let's get to our intermediate patterns. In the structure of our dancing, we're going to give you easy versions of patterns that you can build depending upon your level. So we're going to take a beginner pattern and move it into the intermediate level and beyond. We're going to go ahead and show the pattern, and then we will break it down piece by piece. So first, we're going to start. If we started from this side and we had a basic, we're going to use the action of a shoulder check, but then we're going to take this to some sliding doors, and then we're going to take the sliding doors with a spin for the follower, a back flip, a triple step, and maybe even another shoulder check. So let's break this apart piece by piece. We're going to assume watching this video, this is an intermediate video, so we're going to move along with the patterns assuming you know your basics really well. If you're missing out on the basics, just look for our East Coast Swing Basics video and we'll get you covered. So we're going to work off of a basic hand hold and a shoulder check. And I'm actually going to do this with my side back to the camera because the footwork's actually going to line out a lot better. So if we dance the basic, right, we all know for a basic shoulder check we rock step. I'm going to take my arm, turn the back of my hand to my face so that I can loop this over my partner's head for triple step. Now the shoulder check part, we are going to grab your partner's shoulder, not her hair hopefully, as we rock forward for a rock step. So if we did that again, we start with a basic hand hold, one basic first. We have basic, basic, rock step. I turn my hand over, triple step, I get the shoulder, and we rock step. So the different part about this, leaders, is I'm rocking forward so I can partner my partner. Then I take this left hand up for a triple step and a rock step. Let's look at that one more time, and I'm actually going to do it this way so you can see what goes on with a hand. So leaders, we go rock step. We take this over triple step, rock step. Now from here, leaders, pro tip, I have to switch this hand to the index finger side of my partner. That's an outside turn for my follower, so she goes underneath. So Miss Megan, what do you think about on the shoulder check in its most basic version?
I think about following which way I am turning. So whichever way you are going to face the hand, I'm going to follow it. And then as soon as I feel the stopping either on the shoulder or from this other hand, I know that is the shoulder check.
So leaders, we're taught this as a beginner pattern, the shoulder check, with the actual check of the shoulder, but really there's another way to do this that's slightly more advanced, a little less basic, and here it is, before we get to the other cooler moves. So leaders, as I'm doing this triple step, as long as I'm restricting Megan's space, so now both leaders and followers have a responsibility to control the connection. So right here, if I'm restricting this space for Megan, it's going to tell her we've hit the end of the line and rock. So if we did that again, triple connect and rock step, triple step, rock step. Now if I didn't want the shoulder check, triple step, there's no stop in this connection. Megan stays in her window and we have a basic. So that is your basic shoulder check, and I'm also going to kind of assume that you might know that already. But we'll take that basic idea of the triple step, rock step, triple step, rock step. So we've gone from an 8-count basic, or gone from a 6-count basic and made it into an 8-count basic. Now we're going to do the sliding doors. Triple step, rock step, triple step, rock step, and triple step, rock step. So let's quickly talk leaders and followers footwork. Leaders, very simple stuff. Megan's going to do the followers footwork on this side, and then we'll switch sides so the followers will be able to see theirs. So off of the basic, and rock. I'm just going to slide by quarter turn, triple, and I get to rock behind like normal, rock step. Then I go back the same direction, triple, and rock. If we did it once, probably worth doing it again, triple, and rock, triple, and rock. I'm going to slide away from you, and Miss Megan will talk about the followers footwork.
All right, so followers, your footwork's actually exactly the same as your shoulder check. So you have rock step, triple step, rock back, triple step, rock back, triple step, rock back, and triple step, rock back.
So one of the ways we like to teach at socialdanceonline.com, visit the website, you'll get 50 free videos when you sign up for a free membership. But one of the ways that we like to talk about social dancing is by taking a basic element that we either know or that we can learn, and then how do we build on that, right? So we've taken the shoulder check. Now all we have to do for the sliding doors is understand a little bit about a different hand hold. So I'm going to use this hand to lead Megan down, just enough of initiation. She's going to be heading that direction. Triple step. Now notice my right hand, I'm going to contact her as early as possible so I can pick up this hand. Oh, that's a back rock for me, and rock step. Then I'm going to do the same thing the other way. Triple step. I've connected myself to her, slide down, and I do it again. We'll do it one more time. So leaders, the more proactive I can be, by proactive I mean switching something to touch my follower so that I can let her know that that's happening. Now, follower has some responsibility. Now, followers, you don't know that this is necessarily coming. So what are the followers' responsibilities to let this work?
So followers, technically the leader could just lead me in a weird turn with that lead that he's doing. But if...
Let's put this, flip around so I can see your arms a little bit better.
There we go. All right, so, but if they want the shoulder check, like he said, he's going to be very proactive with this arm.
Or the sliding door.
Yeah, that too. So anyway, with the sliding door, he's going to put that hand across the back, which is going to tell me that, oh, maybe he wants my hand. So I'm going to put it out. And then from there, you're kind of like, oh, it's probably not going to just be one. So I'm just going to keep my arms out a little bit.
And I find from a social dance perspective, and we like to teach things, although we're competitive dancers and we coach competitive dancers, we like to teach things from a social perspective. So the rule is, as we take this hand to create some connection in social dancing, I'm going to drop my elbow down and back, just enough to run myself out of room in the connection, and now I've got something that I can work off. So as I'm doing this, triple step, rock step. Leaders, if I use this hand to slide by, right, as I get to this hand, we're both sharing the responsibility. This hand staying down, no dreaded W's, but this is down, so we lead the rock step. And once we get into the first one, the follower is going to be a lot less likely to understand it. So anytime we're talking shoulder checks or sliding doors, I typically like, if you want to call, 2 sets or 4 total. So if I do this, we go triple step, that's 1 full set, and then we'll do 2. If you do more than 2, it's probably because you forgot how to get out of it. Cool? But if we do the sliding doors, we'll do this once towards you, once away. Sliding doors, this is 1 set, and it's worth doing a second set once I'm there. Cool? Next one is we're going to add the turn. And oh, by the way, if you're watching this, we're actually shooting this live during lockdown for the coronavirus. At the point of this video, the entire country is in lockdown. Nobody is able to go out and dance. So this is a live video. So if you guys are watching us live and you have any questions, feel free to type them into Facebook or YouTube. Mr. Benjamin will feed them to us and we'll add some context. But let's boogie on a question so far.
Just Aaron talking about little big.
Good deal, little big, our basic little big. But let's talk about how we do the turn for the follower. We'll do this from the back side because you'll see Megan's awesome turn. Let's do a basic first. Basic, rock. Same concept, but this time I have to work myself from behind Megan to in front of Megan. If we do that one more time this side, then we'll break it down. We'll give you all the tools you need to know. So we have a basic. So it starts like normal, but now I'm going to lead her for a turn behind me. That's what we need to figure out. So leaders, walk with me a little bit. We're going to talk about leaders' footwork, then Megan's going to talk about the followers' footwork, then we're going to talk about the lead and follow that make it danceable. So one basic first. We have a basic and a rock and a replace. So leaders, footwork's the same. Triple step. Now here, I need to leave a path for Megan to spin behind me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a really small rock, and I'm going to move this foot ahead across this track, step. Then I'm going to move my right triple along my own path. And now on this rock step, I'm actually going to kind of rock and retract that foot to move to this track. So if you imagine, I'm on a track, Miss Megan's on a track, and there's another track out in front of her that we have to use. So we do that again from our basic. Triple, rock step. Triple step, rock step forward. Triple step, rock step back. Do it again. Triple step, rock step forward. Triple step, rock step back. Cool, we'll have Megan break down that footwork. Then we'll talk about the differences that we have to do together to make this work.
All right, so followers, we are just gonna stay up and down on this path. We might travel a little bit up and down, but not too much. So we're going to start with our basic. We have triple step, rock, step. This first part, exactly the same. Triple step, rock, step. Make sure that if you feel them prep you for a turn, that this side is back to do so, even if you're doing the regular one, because you're still going to slide through with that side and you want a tiny bit of momentum there anyway. So they're going to lead you in a turn. Your left foot is ready. You have triple step, and then we rock back, rock, step. So we go triple step, rock, back. Now we're going to turn triple step, rock, step.
So we do this once, and we're going to break this down coming to the camera so we can talk about the slot. But again, since you're following along, let's give you a little bit of something to chew on. Rock, step, triple step, rock. Now, as I step across, I want to move across. I don't want to take this hand across yet. I want to leave Megan what we call prepped, or this side is forward, so she's ready to fire the turn. So this is my rock step. Then I can fire the hand with just a little bit of effort, a triple step, and I pick up this hand. And as I pick up this hand on my rock step, rock, I'm going to retract to free up this slot. You'll see it again better when we turn towards the camera. Triple step, rock, I step forward, she turns, I rock, step back. Let's actually do this way to the camera so you can see and understand the slotting. So if we do a basic, rock, step. So already, Megan's in her window, we slide past, triple step, rock, and now from here, I want to step across her slot. So by slot, we mean this path that she's going to travel down. So we do our rock step, a rock step. I moved across, I set her for her spin, rock, and again, I want to rock and retract this foot so I can leave a path for my follower. So in a social dance perspective, right, the follower needs to be aware that these moves exist, right, that we have a shoulder check, that the shoulder check can work into a sliding door, and that there's an option for a turn, right? She doesn't know which one's going to happen, but keep it in your mind, followers, that those are possibilities. Leaders, I'm going to take most of the responsibility in terms of what's going on with my footwork in the pattern to adjust to my follower. Because in theory, and I'll do it this way so you can see, right, in theory, I know that it's a shoulder check. This one's easy because I have two hands, right? As I get better, I can do it with just one hand. Then, if I'm comfortable with that position, I can just do the sliding doors. But now I have to get fancy and work across the slot both ways. And I'm doing this a little bit exaggerated so that I can clear the slot from my follower. Now let's talk about one last thing in terms of what goes on in this hand to make this work. And I'm going to do it this way so they can see your hands a little bit better. So triple, rock, step, rock, as I step across. We talked about this before. The fact that we're keeping this arm low in a social dance perspective, you'll see professional dancers will often dance with the arms quite outstretched. That's just because we understand each other's body weight. But both of us, even though we're professional dancers, socially we keep this arm pretty tight, rock, step. So that way there's some connection in that arm, and we're both responsible by keeping a short elbow and some tension. So leaders, as I dance my rock, I can't take my step and step Megan with me, right? It's a little bit of a rock step where I'm leaving this out. So as I come across, there's a little bit of a cogging action of us sliding past each other's back. Step, and we'll do it again. Rock, step. There's a little cogging action, and you can see, and you do a really cool tip, and I'm gonna do it this way so everyone can see. Can you explain this way? Can you explain this pro tip of what you do to make me feel like a rock star as a leader?
So followers, depending on, I know where Brian's going to be just because I've danced with him for so long, so I don't necessarily need to do this, but with other leaders, I have a tendency to find his arm with my arm as I'm spinning past, just to make sure I know where they are.
So work, just as I said earlier with the sliding doors, right, where I am thinking about making contact with my partner nice and early, right, and not leaving her alone. She's doing the same for me, especially when you get confused as followers. If you leave yourself available to the leader, by available, that arm is out already. Makes my lead easier. Now as she spins by, she's already creating some contact with my arms. Let's do a quick little recap, and if we have any questions, and we'll do it this way so we can kind of face you guys. So this is based off of, we're going to go nice and close to the camera. This is based off of a shoulder check, right? We learned this coming out of beginner class, maybe even in beginner class, the shoulder check action. Then we use the same concept. Oop, and I forgot there was a sliding doors. To do our sliding doors, then we're going to use that same concept with the leader moving across the track to add a spin for the follower. So if you've not yet visited Social Dance Online, visit there. We have a website. We have over 500 instructional videos on cha-cha, East Coast swing, nightclub, waltz, two-step, West Coast swing, all sorts of stuff. So your free membership will include videos in all of those. There's 50 free videos for the free members, and the paid members have access to all of our stuff, which over 523 videos at the time of this. By the time you find this video, it could be 600. Who knows?
At the time of this, waltz is not quite there yet.
Do we have any questions from our live watchers?
Is it possible for the leader to turn as well?
Is it possible for the leaders to turn it well? Much more difficult. Good question. Very difficult because it would be a different type of turn. So short answer, no. Is it theoretically possible? Yes. But the reason why this works great for the follower, and I'm actually going to stay out of the way, she's rocking back that way, and the release of the energy comes off of that rock. So if we did that again, rock, step, triple step, she's rocking back, and the energy releases the same direction. For the leaders, right, if I were to turn, the natural spot for me to go would be this way, and my partner's over here. So it is theoretically possible, but I would have to work really hard to go to the right, and that's where my energy is going, only to rock back to my left. So short answer, no, is theoretically possible. And here's your breakdown if you want to give it a try. Rock, step. I have to move across the track because I have to be cognizant of my follower. I have to go triple step. Kill that energy to rock and retract to leave the slot for Miss Megan. Triple step, rock, step across. Then reset my energy, stop it, rock, and retract back. So this is what that would look like. From
Could you do a turn on the back?
Social dance perspective, it'd be pretty hard. Ooh, that's really hard. Really hard to partner your partner.
Funky looking.
Yeah. So there are, from a social dance perspective, right? As a leader, I try to make choices that allow me to be most successful in my dance for the person that I'm dancing with. So there are times I'll sneak spins in basic patterns and things to keep myself entertained as an advanced dancer while I'm dancing with a newer dancer. But if that makes my job more difficult in partnering, I will not do that, because if I did that spin, I can barely do it with Megan, and I know where she's at really well. So that means with someone that I'm not as familiar with, my partnering ability will be decreased. Do you have any final thoughts, Miss Megan?
Not necessarily. I don't know if you could do that on the back half of the
Could I do it on the back half of the turn? Rock, step, triple step, like right here?
No. Do my turn one more time. Right here.
Oh, could I go this way? It's
Ooh,
the
I
same
just went
idea.
the wrong way.
It's the same idea, right? The energy is going the wrong way, which is why some of these patterns, there are some patterns that we all do that we learn that are actually a little bit against grain of what's natural, but largely these patterns have developed over the years because they're the natural progression off of these things. And although they're difficult in their own right, that would be one that I would not probably do.
Yeah, also, like, when we just demonstrated that, he was turned the wrong way, so he had to do something specific to get his turn to happen, and it made me turn the other way that I was not supposed to go.
And
so
multiplies the difficulty. Yeah. Yes. There's no other final questions. If you're watching this live, we will see you back here for some beginner waltz in about 10 minutes. If not, make sure to like this video, hit the little like button, give us some love, especially if you're watching live, give us some love. That's all you need to do to pay us. Just the like button, and then subscribe. Someone wrote us an email today and said, I feel guilty because I've watched all your live videos for 5 weeks, and so he signed up to be a member. That's cool. But like and subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about us. Visit socialdanceonline.com, and we will see you again in the next video.